The man in my house is not my husband. So I feel a little silly posting this, but I've been at my wits' end lately. And I need to tell someone, for context, I'm a 58-year-old woman from North Carolina. 2 weeks ago, my husband, Don, went missing while working out in the Pisgah National Forest. He's a senior wildlife biologist with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, and he'd been tracking a family of red wolves when he failed to radio in that evening. They launched a search not long after. Dogs, drones, helicopters. Everyone assumed the worst. I was told to prepare for the possibility he wouldn't come back. But then, on the 10th day, he was found. Not in the forest, not by his team, but at a truck stop in Brevard. He just wandered out of the woods. People must have seen the state of him, barefoot, rail thin, wearing shredded clothes, because someone called for an ambulance right away. Naturally, I was overcome with relief when I got the call. I drove straight to Mission Hospital in Asheville, and there he was, my husband, alive, confused, wrapped in one of those silver emergency blankets, looking like he'd been hollowed out and stitched back together with shadows. He'd lost nearly 20 pounds and was suffering from hypothermia so severe, the doctors were stunned he'd survived at all. They said he must have taken a fall at some point. He was covered in small scratches and bruises. But he didn't remember anything. Nothing. Not the wolves, not getting lost, not even what day it was. The doctors kept him for a few more days, ran a bunch of tests, and then finally, they sent him home. And that's when things started to feel wrong. Let me tell you something about Don. The man is a professional level complainer. Always has been. We've been married over 40 years. And if he hasn't grumbled at least once in a day, then it's because he's asleep. The man finds something to moan about no matter the circumstance. Cold soup, long lines, stiff pillows, a show he doesn't like, socks that don't match. Not in a nasty way, just little comments, here and there. I used to call him my sweet sourpuss. But since he's come back, not one word. Nothing about the TV being too loud. Nothing about my cooking. Nothing about the dog barking at the neighbor kid on his scooter. He just sits on the couch, staring at reruns of old sitcoms, the kind he used to mock relentlessly. Now, it's like he can't get enough of them. At first, I figured he was just traumatized. I mean, who wouldn't be, right? I spoke to his psychiatrist yesterday, Dr. Weiss. She says memory loss after a traumatic event isn't uncommon, and that the brain sometimes shuts things out to protect itself, that he'll come back to himself in time. And I want to believe her. I really do. But it's not just the memory loss. It's something else. Something deeper. The way he moves. The way he looks at me sometimes. Like he's trying to remember how he's supposed to act. Like he's learning me. Rehearsing. He still calls me Han. Still kisses me on the forehead every night like he always has. But something in my gut tells me that's just muscle memory. Like he's mimicking things he knows my husband used to do. I know how this sounds. Like grief or paranoia or both. But I know my husband. 40 years married teaches you things, tiny tells, and nuances that don't show up in MRI scans or therapy sessions. And this man is not my husband. His hands feel different, colder almost. The way he hugs me is wrong, just a fraction too tight. His smell is off too. He used to smell like cedar soap and sunblock. Now it's like nothing. Like hospital air. I know how crazy I must sound. I've been telling myself I'm imagining it. That trauma changes people, and I should just be thankful he's home. But last night, I woke up to the sound of footsteps on the back porch. I crept to the window, but there was no one there. And when I turned around, he was standing right behind me, smiling. Just smiling. He didn't say a word. I don't know what to do. I don't know if I'm losing my mind or if something followed Don out of those woods. But whoever, or whatever, is sitting on my couch right now isn't the man I married. And I'm terrified to ask what it really is.